In today's video, we're going to dive into Casper and its native token CSPR. What's up guys, Kevin Cage here with another crypto update. We'll keep today's video short and sweet. We're going to dive into some recent Casper news. First up, on CasperWallet.io, we can see a new wallet is on the way. And you know, nothing against Casper Signer, the current Chrome extension, but I'm not a huge fan and I'm just excited for this new wallet. Because there's no confusing PM files or other files you have to download and store, and with this new wallet you can create limitless accounts with a single secret recovery phrase. So I'd imagine being similar to Hashpack or even Ledger the wallet with a seed phrase of 24 words. And the cool thing is you can delegate your Casper stake right here, you can mint NFTs and more using this wallet. So this is going to make onboarding so much more easier. And speaking of that, on CasperStats.io, we can see the holders over 103,000 Casper holders and up over 2% over the last 24 hours. And remember that CSPR.live is the block explorer for Casper's blockchain or Casper's network, and the people that created this website are the same ones making this new Casper wallet. So the creators of this new official Casper wallet are not just some randos that we don't know, they're the people behind the actual Casper block explorer. And we can see over 30 plus global currencies have been added. And I'm excited to keep tabs on the other Casper products on the way. So we have the Block Explorer, we have the Casper Wallet, and this is another way where you can find it. When you click here, it'll take you right to that website. We can see Casper Studio in beta for NFTs. We have Casper Name or domains, additional markets on the way, and also Casper Cloud. So I'm excited to see what that's about. And also, just to touch on the future of the crypto asset class, I know we're talking about Casper, a specific alt project, but we can see the BIS, the Bank for International Settlements, which is the central bank of all central banks, allows banks to hold 2% of the reserves in cryptocurrencies. Now that's amazing news, but keep in mind right here, not until January 1st, 2025, banks can hold 2% of the reserves in crypto. Once again, this is acknowledging the crypto asset class is here to stay. Next up, by the X Frontier, so IPW is a Casper partner developing their smart intangible asset management platform, providing IP valuations for intellectual property, competitive intelligence, securely track and manage your intellectual property, and monetize illiquid assets. Remember back in Davos, Switzerland, when they made this announcement, deployments of 25 million plus patent NFTs that are on Casper. And this is huge, using NFT technology, not just JPEGs, making intellectual property as an NFT, tokenizing that information, making it tradable, assigning value to intellectual property. It can be traceable, and you can also see the record and the entire history of each IP NFT. And this is 100% on Casper, and IPW leverages artificial intelligence. We even have Tokenizer right here emphasizing Casper for validating corporate and government decentralized applications. And for those that don't know, the people behind Casper were Ethereum developers early days, part of the Ethereum Foundation, making a much better Ethereum for enterprises to scale with predictable gas fees. Not $7 per transaction or $50 per transaction. It has to be practical. It has sharding capabilities, so the transactions per second can go incredibly high. And some additional features by the X Frontier, the first provably live and safe CBC Casper protocol. Flexible finality, higher levels of security. And if you've listened to some of the Casper executives, security is top in mind. Powerful account and key management, over 76% of the total supply is staked, 93% plus is already in circulation. And this is huge, currently SOC 2 compliant today. And of course, they've never been hacked or down. The funny thing is, like, Solana was, hacked or down probably 5 times, maybe even 8 times over the past 2 years. They lie about their supply. Nobody bats an eye, because it did a 500x from the lows. All the huge exchanges and VCs like SPF were behind Solana. And we have this gentleman below. What's your opinion about Casper ICO and regulation? X Frontier says, while considering recent events surrounding the library case, I think secondary sales have a good chance of not being a security. Now, DLA Piper, a huge law firm, also Hedera's governing council member, one of the largest global law firms, did a security analysis on Casper. And just like X Frontier says, now of course it doesn't mean anything until dust settles, but yeah, feel good. And overall, what's very good for Casper is they are based in Switzerland. Right here from Casper Network, Casper uses innovative cryptographic techniques to prevent unauthorized changes to ownership of your digital assets. And the entire network is also resistant to dusting attacks, meaning you can securely establish a verifiable link between the asset and its owner, and thereby ensure authenticity and ownership. And they're also working on ZKPs or zero knowledge proofs and ZK snarks. And every single L1 that hopes to survive, especially for enterprise utility, has to be looking into zero-knowledge proofs. That's what enterprises want. And remember, Casper is the only blockchain today that enables upgradable smart contracts. You can easily adapt and modify changing requirements using Casper's multi-sig or multi-signature and upgradable smart contracts feature. So what does this mean? Thanks to delegating keys, if an enterprise customer is using Casper, and if they have a private chain, guess what? That still connects to the public Casper network for security. They can give a variety of people in their department different keys so that they can multi-sign the key when making a change. Not one bad actor can make the change or upgrade the NFT with new metadata or information that's important. It would require multiple people for extra security. I cannot emphasize how big of a game changer this is, and I'm calling it right now. There will be other layer 1s that begin offering some type of upgradable smart contracts in the future. But what I'm telling you is Casper is already years ahead, because they offer WASM, WebAssembly smart contracts, and everything is very modular. Super easy to use and build on top of, drag and click. They did this on purpose, so that some of these new developers coming towards blockchain don't have to know all of these new programming languages. They can use what they already know and build. So instead of Casper creating a blockchain network and then saying, yeah, it's awesome, enterprises, use it, that's not going to happen. For adoption, Casper is going above and beyond, allowing versatility so it can adapt. And what's cool about upgradable smart contracts? These enterprises can stay compliant. Let me repeat that. Upgradability, which is so key, allows enterprise customers to stay compliant with regulations. Game changer? Hell yeah. And just remember, this project has not experienced a bull run yet. They are literally at conferences with central banks in Switzerland and Germany. As you can see right here, the Euro Finance Week, just super impressive. I mean, honestly, I could go down a rabbit hole, like let's go to Nucleus Finance. This is huge, guys, and my bad if I'm making a hype video now, but I am excited. The question is, how long does it take until we actually see some good positive price action? So what is Nucleus Finance? Look who's part of their foundation, Casper. And we also have Actus right here. Now, if you've heard of the ISO 222 tokens and these ISO messaging standards, Q&T actually has its own. That's super important for financial messaging. But we can see Actus right here, a unified standard for financial contracts that are often written by lawyers, have endless variables, including language, legal terminology, and jurisdictions. Actus takes all of these variables and puts them into a standardized pattern or algorithm, so we can focus on what's important, the flow of money defined by a financial contract. And Nucleus Finance is built on Casper's network. And remember, Meta Parlikar, Casper CTO, actually said in the world of finance, there's approximately 32 smart contracts for everything. You could write 32 smart contracts and account for all of these financial contracts. That's insane. So remember, Nucleus Finance is on Casper. And right here, WN.in service establishes another important element for digitalization of the security sector with Nucleus Finance, their first partner. And they do mention Casper as well in Business Wire. Now, to emphasize how big this is, and yes, we're early days, prices are going to be volatile, they're going to fluctuate. We could go really high, we could go low. Anything is possible in crypto. But over the long term, with utility of Casper's network and its native token, CSPR, I get super excited. So Nucleus Finance is partnering with this group, WN.in service. They are the central authority and data provider for the global financial market, providing the financial industry with master data, identifiers, and market information. So this is huge for financial markets. So Casper's going after financial contracts. So we can see these two groups developing tokenization as a service. And another one of my favorite holds is HBAR, and they have Toko, a tokenization engine. Both of these L1s for me long-term are super promising because they're looking at enterprise utility. So this new tokenization as a service approach allows on-chain and off-chain elements for the cost-efficient use of blockchain tech. And the first implementation is on the Casper blockchain. Algorithmic Smart Financial Contracts, SFC. Efficient, secure, and verifiable tokenization of the security is enabled. Digital representation of the security as an ownership title is ensured on one hand. On the other hand, using the open source Actus, the standard, the secure and verifiable machine-readable settlements of the securities in the life cycle is ensured in a cost-efficient manner. We are talking about governments and institutions that are connected to the global financial market. Huge technology partners. Casper has connections throughout Asia, the Middle East, you name it. And remember the 25 million patent NFTs that are on Casper, part of IPWE, they say verbatim right here, the largest enterprise blockchain deployments in history. And very few people are paying attention to Casper. And really quick, just to touch on this thread I put together in January for Casper, going over the economics and additional documents if you want to check that out. And the Casper CEO said he expected in 5 to 8 years from now, the public chain will almost be at full capacity. So 2028, 2030, full capacity. And that does not mean that Casper will not move until 2028. It means the network could be at full capacity by then. So we're in super exciting times. And going over the Casper tokenomics, even after 10 years from today, guys, Casper's supply will still be smaller than XRP, HBAR, ADA, Doge, XLM, you name it. So with its current 8% inflation rate, there is a method to the madness, and guess what? That still takes 9 entire years for the supply to even double. So we'd have to wait until 2032 for the supply to even double, which means even by 2032, when the supply is double from what it is today, the supply is still smaller than XRP, HBAR, Cardano, Doge, XLM. We also have X Frontier. Casper is a green blockchain. They've partnered with BSN, Blockchain Service Network, and Emerging Tech. Now, this is the government of Telangana. This is an Indian state, I believe. So Casper is partnered with the government of Telangana. Let me just pull it up just so you guys see it. Casper Labs provide open permission network for implementation of the government of Telangana. They're also ESG ready and compliant. Sorry, I just had like a crazy coughing attack. Low cost efficient, you guys get the gist. Environmental, social, and governance. In all of these governments, central banks, and major institutions are really focused on ESG. Companies are increasingly making disclosures, blah, blah, blah. And damn, X Frontier is working away. Look at this. So I didn't even know he put this here. ESG compliance. Casper node operates only 4 cores, 32 gig RAM. And so Casper 2.0 is set up for Q3 of this year, and 1.5 is actually coming up shortly, at least per that video I saw like 2 days ago. And Casper 2.0 will dramatically reduce overhead, increase efficiency, and target 4-second block times. That's awesome. And you can see that Casper has connections to the United Nations and the WEF. Love them or hate them, I'm paying attention to these networks that are going along the same narrative. The Crypto Sustainability Coalition. Notice, Working Group 1 of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. And this was in Davos, Switzerland. And what's cool is, remember Casper's working with DM Music, right here, this Web3 platform for the music industry. And Casper's working in music, gaming, literally everything. But I'm very excited to see where they get the most traction and which actual use cases take off. And this co-founder of DM Music, by the way, is the CEO and founder of Zang. And I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but remember Zang right here, a carbon credit securities exchange operated in partnership with the UN, developed on the XRP ledger. Maybe it's exchange, I don't know. We can see African market infrastructure, carbon credits, sustainable development goals, Interwork Alliance, Global Blockchain Council, all of these groups, the XRP ledger. Oh, and don't forget about Energy Web Token as well. We talked a lot about EWT back in 2020. Distributed energy, decentralized energy is a massive use case. Energy Web Token basically got their stamp of approval from BlackRock. We can see Patrick right here, the board member of the Casper Association, sits on the Energy Web Foundation, I believe, Council. Foundation, Federation, something. But alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Links are in the video description, and if you did want to purchase Casper, it's available on MEXC, and it's also available on KuCoin. Now the reason I use MEXC is because I'm a US resident. When I was living at Illinois, now I'm in Puerto Rico, I'm still a US resident. I use MEXC because I can KYC. And even if you don't want to KYC, you can still withdraw up to 10 Bitcoin every 24 hours. I do have a KuCoin account, but being a US resident, you can get locked out at any moment. And guess what? It's only 1 Bitcoin per 24 hours. MEXC is 10 Bitcoin. So using MEXC over KuCoin, I'm not worried about using larger sums of money that are going to get locked down with regulations. Because back in the day, I've had issues with KuCoin. I've had issues with the OG Binance, Gate.io, you name it. So any large Casper buys that I'm doing right now are on MEXC. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one.